Okay, let us begin by raising our arms up, hands together into praying pose, feet together. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us make our way to the floor using our yoga block to guide us, really helping us with flexibility, keeping our legs and arms straight. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. As we go into half lift, back straight and legs straight. Really use that yoga block for support. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Slightly bend your knees, squatting and raising up your arms to create chair. Breathe in, breathe out. Let us make our way back onto the yoga mat. Going into plank pose, really building our core. And chaturanga our way into cobra. Breathe in and breathe out, slight back bend. Keeping your legs straight on the mat. Now let's go into child's pose. Let's get relaxed. Breathe in and breathe out. Releasing all tension and being grateful for this practice. Really focusing on the current moment, focusing on the now. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, let us get into table as we make our way into downward dog. Raising our glutes up in the air as we keep our legs and arms straight as much as possible. Breathe in and breathe out, realigning our body, really feeling the flow of our body, getting good circulation. Going back into plank pose, holding our body together, building strength as we chaturanga our way and back into cobra, doing a slight arch in our back as we rest our legs on the ground. Going back into child's pose, knees on the ground and arms facing forward, relaxed with our head on the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us make our way back into downward dog, feet and arms on the ground, feet and hands on the ground, legs straight as possible, and raising up our leg, extending that leg out as far as possible, going into three-legged dog, really building in that strength from your upper body. Breathe in and breathe out as we get into table pose, knees on the ground, hands and arms planted to the mat. Now let us raise ourselves back into downward dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out as we extend out our other leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Let us make our way into a crunch, going back into downward dog. Breathe in, slowly make our way up into standing forward fold. Let us use our block for support. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out as we get into half lift, resting our hands on our knees. Breathe in and breathe out, back into standing forward fold. Okay, let us make our way back into the center of the mat, knees to the ground in seating position. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us work our neck to the side. Breathe in to the side, breathe out. Let us extend out our arms over our head. Breathe in and breathe out, resting our head to the mat, face towards the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Releasing all tension to this practice. Let us get back into downward dog, repositioning our body, realigning ourselves. And let us make a lunge on the left-hand side, planting our arms and hands onto the mat, keeping our legs straight and slowly making our way using a back arch, arms extended out, saluting the sun. Warrior One pose. Let us get back into runner's pose. Breathe in and breathe out, and realigning our body into downward dog. Breathe in and breathe out, making another lunge from the other side. Arms and hands planted to the ground as you have your legs straight and extended out on the mat. Slowly raising our arms parallel up above our head, doing a slight arch. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us make our way back into downward dog. Breathe in and breathe out as we get back into a nice seated pose. Let us extend our arms up, arching our body, arching our back, and back to center. Breathe in and breathe out, releasing the tension from our neck. Side. Now let's work our arm to the side, focusing our drishti, our focus. Breathe in and breathe out. Really extend and feel that nice stretch in your arm. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us work the way on the other side of our arm, really focusing on our drishti. Your drishti meaning our focus, aligning our eyes to the pose. Now let us get centered onto the mat, really extending our torso, extending our arms out to touch our toes. Breathe in and breathe out, keeping our knees as straight as possible to the ground. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now let us stretch out our left leg, really putting our head to our knees and keeping our knee as straight as possible, keeping that leg as straight as possible. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Now let us focus on our other leg, really bringing your face to your knees, face to your legs, and keeping your knee as straight as possible. Really feeling that extension in your hamstrings. Breathe in and breathe out. Do the best that you can. Breathe in and breathe out as we get back into butterfly pose, bringing our feet together and extending out our legs to the side, bringing our torso and our arms in front of us. Breathe in and breathe out, face to the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out as we reposition our body. Let us get to the floor into Savasana, relaxing our body, resetting our minds. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us extend out our left leg, using our yoga strap for support. Really focusing on our flexibility, really focusing on that stretch. Keeping your knee as straight as possible. No bending in the legs. Breathe in and breathe out. Do the best that you can. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Going back into Savasana, relaxing our body as we work our way to the other side, focusing on our other leg extension, using our yoga strap, keeping your knee as straight as possible, focusing on the flexibility of your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice. Now back into Savasana. Relax your body. Let us lift our torso up into bridge pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Really squeeze those glutes. Focus on your core. Keeping your feet as firm to the mat as possible. And breathe out. Okay, arms overhead. Nice rest. Let us bring our knee to chest, knee to chest, getting in a good stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us rest and work on the other side, bringing knees to chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Back into Savasana, leaving all the tension and worries aside. Breathe in and breathe out, getting into seated resting pose and twisting our body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress, going back into center and working ourselves on the other side, twisting our body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress, getting back into center and rolling our shoulders back. Breathe in and breathe out. Really release the tension from your shoulders. Now working on the other side, going forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Doing that nice shoulder work. Now extending our neck. Really applying pressure, releasing the tension from our neck. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us work on the other side. Use your hand for support and really apply pressure to release the stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Now release and put some pressure on your neck going forward. Breathe in and breathe out and work on the back side too, bringing your neck back, front and back. Breathe in and breathe out, moving your neck from side to side. Breathe in and breathe out. Now doing some nice neck rolls, releasing all the tension and all the stress. Now working on the other side. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now let us get centered on the mat and let us bring one leg over the other and twisting our body. Breathe in and breathe out, applying the fish of the Lord pose, going back to center. Breathe in and breathe out and bringing one leg over the other as you're twisting your body, going into fish of the Lord pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, raise your hands up above, saluting the sun, legs together, really extending your body upwards. Let us go back into standing forward fold, using your yoga block if needed. Breathe in and breathe out, keeping your knees as straight as possible. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale stress, going into half lift and keeping your back as straight as possible, resting those hands on your knees. Now back to standing forward fold. Breathe in and breathe out, doing a nice little bend in your knees, a nice little squat, extending up those arms, going into chair pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now let us go back into downward dog, stretching out those legs, keeping that back nice and straight, nice and firm. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Let us go into a lunge pose, working the left side of our body and keeping the other leg as straight as possible with your arms and hands planted on the mat, looking forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly make your way up, arms up above, going into warrior one. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us go back into downward dog, repositioning and realigning our bodies. Okay, now let us make a nice lunge on the other side, achieving the same pose on the other side. Breathe in and breathe out, keeping that leg nice and extended. Arms and hands planted on the ground, extending up, saluting the sun into warrior one, slightly arching your back. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice job. Now going back into standing forward fold, keeping your legs together and applying pressure just to get that nice stretch. Slowly make your way back up, saluting the sun, back into praying hands, hands together. Being ever so grateful. Now lifting up one leg to your knee, going into tree pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out as you are in mountain. Now preparing the same on the other side as you get into tree pose. Just raising up your legs slightly and placing your foot by your knee. Breathe in and breathe out, saluting the sun. Going back down into a standing forward fold. We're actually going to go into ragdoll. Really just releasing all that tension from your neck, releasing all the pressure and just hanging loose. So bring yourself back up, arms up together, going into praying hands, really setting good intentions. Breathe in and breathe out, going into standing forward fold. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress as you go into half lift. Try to keep your back as straight as possible if you can. Applying your hands on your knees. Okay, now we're going to go into plank pose, really working our core and strengthening our upper body. Chaturanga our way over into cobra, doing a slight arch in your back. Breathe in and breathe out as you go into tabletop, knees on the ground, arms and hands planted on the mat as your back is straight. Now we're going to bring one knee up and leave the other leg extended out, placing your hands to the side as you go into pigeon pose. Bring your neck slightly back. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, back into tabletop, realigning our body as we do the same on the other side. Breathe in and breathe out, bringing one knee up above and really letting the other leg loose and extending out, arms to the side. Breathe in and breathe out. Now getting into a nice seated position, we're going to do some cat-cow exercises. Breathe in cat, exhale out cow. Breathe in cat, exhale out cow. Breathe in cat. Okay, now let us get into downward dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Really stretch out those legs, stretching out those arms, realigning and positioning our body. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we're going to have our elbows slightly relaxed on the mat as we go into extending our legs from the back as well. Breathe in and breathe out. Now going into child's pose, resting our arms from up above with our face on the mat, relaxing. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. As we go into downward dog, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Now let us relax our elbows on the mat and really feel that extension on our spinal area. Feels so good. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Now you can go ahead and use your yoga block for support if needed. Breathe in and breathe out with your legs extended and keeping straight. Okay, now into tabletop, getting back into child's pose, resting your knees, your lower body on the ground as you have your arms extended above your head, resting like so. Now let us extend out one arm. Breathe in and breathe out. Really extend that hand and arm. Breathe in and breathe out. Going back into center, into child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us extend up our arm. Extend as far as possible. Hand up. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Now let us make our way back into the mat in center. Knees on the ground and arms relax slightly onto your knees and legs. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, let us go into staff pose, keeping your legs straight in front of you and keeping your upper body as straight as possible, looking forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us raise up our legs and extend our arms up as well, really working on our core. Breathe in and breathe out. Do the best that you can and really focus on your core. Try to keep that back straight as well. Now bring knees to chest, bringing both knees together. Breathe in and breathe out, extending out one leg. You can go ahead and use your yoga strap if needed, keeping those knees straight as possible. Okay, into Savasana, relax mode. Let us bring up our other leg on the other side, trying to keep that leg as straight as possible. Okay, bringing both knees together and rolling our way back up into center. Let us get relaxed into a nice seated pose and slowly bring our way into standing forward fold into half lift, bringing our back straight as possible. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us get into a nice plank pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us get into a nice lunge and leg extended out. Okay, now let us relax one of our arms on the back of our leg as we really arch and extend out our arm over our head. Breathe in and breathe out, getting in a nice stretch in the front of us, keeping that leg straight as possible and bearing our head to our knees. Breathe in and breathe out, going into downward dog, realigning our body. Breathe in and breathe out, going in for a nice lunge, extending out that back, resting one arm on the back of our leg and really extending up over our head. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's bring it forward, keeping our face to our knees and keeping those knees as straight as possible. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out as we get into downward dog, keeping our glutes up above and keeping those legs nice and straight. Okay, now let us get knees to the mat, extending up our arms, trying to extend out over our head. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. head to the ground, head to the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, arching our body and bending our neck back. Okay, getting back into center. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us go into table. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us thread the needle, extending our arm from underneath as we rest our shoulder onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, really sticking out those glutes and keeping our knees to the mat as well. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us do the same on the other side, keeping straight. Breathe in and breathe out. And threading the needle from underneath our bodies, resting our shoulders and back onto the ground as our glutes are sticking out from above and our knees are on the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Okay, let us get back into table, back straight, knees and hands onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us get into cobra now. Really doing a slight back bend, neck slightly tilted to the back. Keeping our arms and hands planted on the ground as our legs are extended out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us give a good rest onto the mat. Let us completely rest forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Let us go into locust and grab our legs and extend out our arms as we are flying up above. Let us get back onto the mat, resting on the mat forward, face in front. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Let us get into puppy pose with our glutes to the air, knees on the floor, keeping our back straight as possible with our arms extended out and our face on the mat. Okay, let us go into downward dog, transitioning into downward dog, walking our way into standing forward fold. Breathe in and breathe out, slowly making your way up, arms up in the air in parallel. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, parallel arms once again. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us slightly squat, go into a squatted position as we raise our arms to the sides, hands facing forward as we go into goddess pose. Now let us go into a standing wide-legged pose, bringing our torso into the front and trying to touch our hands to the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us go into pyramid pose, keeping our head to our knees, really stretching out our leg, keeping our leg and knee as straight as possible. Now let us extend one arm up, going into triangle pose, really keeping that drishti really focused on your hand. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Let's go back down into pyramid pose, face to the knees, keeping that leg as straight as possible. Let us go back into a forward wide-legged pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Let us work our way onto the other side of our leg, bringing our face to our knees, keeping that leg as straight as possible. Breathe in and breathe out while we extend out one arm from up above, keeping that drishti in focus onto our hand, really focusing on the pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, Exhale out stress. Okay, let us go into center of the mat, extending our arms up, feet together. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us extend out one leg as we extend out our arm, going into warrior 3 pose, really keeping that drishti on focus, really working on our flexibility. Arms up, making our way into standing forward fold. Breathe in and breathe out as we realign ourselves to do warrior 3 on the other side. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now let us focus and let us try to do this pose together. One leg firm and straight. It's okay. Just try to keep your balance and do the best that you can. One leg firm and straight as possible as you extend your body out, extending your arms out and your back leg straight. Breathe in and breathe out, going back into center, saluting the sun. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us go into downward dog, keeping your legs as straight as possible, along with your arms and hands, keeping that back straight. Let us get into a lunge on the left-hand side of our body, extending out our arm onto our leg and really extending that arm above our head. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. As we go into a pyramid pose, really bringing that head to your knee, keeping that leg as straight as possible. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us go back into downward dog, keeping your legs as straight as possible, torso straight. Now lunging onto the other side of your body, keeping one leg straight, one arm nicely gently onto your leg, as you keep the other arm extended out over your head. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress as you bring your face to your knee and keeping that leg as straight as possible. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us get into a tabletop pose. Legs to the floor, knees to the floor, arms planted to the mat. Now let us get into a nice bow pose, extending out one leg, extending out one arm, creating a diamond in your body. Breathe in and breathe out, focusing on that drishti, really focusing on your pose. Let us go into child's pose now. Knees onto the ground as your arms are rested above your head and your head to the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Let us focus on the other side, making a diamond shape, extending out one leg, extending out the other arm, making a diamond. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us get back into a relaxing pose, knees to the ground. Breathe in and breathe out as we get into table, extending out one leg and extending out the other arm. So left leg extended, right arm extended. As you get into a cat dog pose, this can be challenging. Do the best that you can. Breathe in and breathe out, really keeping that drishti on point. Let us go back into child's pose, knees to the ground, arms extended above your head. Breathe in and breathe out, extending out your right leg as you try to extend out your left leg, going into a cat dog pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Okay, let us get back into a child's pose, going back into tabletop and into downward dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly make your way into the standing forward fold, crawling your way back up, extending those arms from up above, arching your back. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, let us get onto the floor now, getting into center. Now let us make our way into a shoulder stand pose. Breathe in and breathe out, extending your legs up above and using your arms and hands for support on your back. Breathe in and breathe out and really feel that body flow. Really feel the circulation around your body. You're going to really feel the tension release from your neck. Slowly make your way down into a nice plow pose, bringing your legs over your head and having your arms extended out on the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Let us make our way onto the mat, full body on the mat, into Savasana, relaxing and releasing all the tension. Now let's have one leg over the other, extended out into a nice little supine twist. Breathe in and breathe out. Back into center. Breathe in and breathe out. As you do the same on the other side for your body, extending out one leg into supine twist. Breathe in and breathe out. Going into Savasana, bringing it back up. Raising your arms parallel up above. And twisting your body. Breathe in and breathe out as you are in a seated pose. Back to middle and twisting your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out as you get into table and into downward dog. Extending out one leg out into a three-legged dog. Really extend that leg and keep firm from your upper body onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, extending out your glutes into downward dog, really extending out that leg, working on your upper body as well with your palms to the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, knees on the ground, saluting the sun as you slightly arch your back. Namaste.